Ellsworth Air Force Base in western South Dakota has been on the front lines of our nation's defense for decades.
Well, far less known is the military mission of a much shorter-lived air base in Potter County. The sprawling 42-acre site that once served as an Air Force radar station north of Gettysburg is now up for sale by its owner. But as Perry Groten reports in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, locals say the asking price isn't on anyone's radar screen.
Gettysburg, South Dakota, named after the famous Battle of the Civil War, was also a cold warrior in its day. It was home to the 903rd Aircraft and Control Warning Squadron, stationed at this Air Force radar base starting in the mid-1950s.
The Russians were coming back then, you know, so they did a lot of, we call them oil burners, B-52s and F-14s out of Rapid, would practice flying under the radar.
At its peak, as many as 200 airmen were stationed here.
Obviously, this is a garage. This must have been their generator.
Gettysburg Mayor Bill Wutke remembers visiting the base as a young boy.
I do remember when we went through there, there was one of the rooms up there in the radar tower that was supposedly a red phone that was a direct line to the White House. So I kind of remember that.
The Air Force closed the base as a cost-saving move back in 1968.
There was a lot of broken hearts and disheartened, people in the community when it closed because of the financial impact that it had.
It's clear that time has really taken a toll on the old Air Force base, but its current owner sees plenty of potential in the site, although he acknowledges it's a fixer-upper.
I don't think it's in a good shape, no. The whole thing, if you're gonna take the shape from 0 to 5, it's probably somewhere about 3, even probably less.
Retired California businessman Lev Gukazian bought the abandoned property back in 2007 because he says he wanted to own a piece of history.
Was buying land all around the west side America. So by now I own about like 40 different lots.
Now Gukazian is considering selling the property. His asking price has climbed to $4.5 million.
I'm not kind of desperate to sell it tomorrow. I just put it in the market, let people know about it.
Gukazian says he's received inquiries from around the world after listing the property on social media.
It's Facebook. It's Facebook, yeah. It's people coming from all different places, yeah. All different kind of people, yeah.
But so far, Gukazian hasn't received any firm offers to purchase the property. The centerpiece of the site is a 2-story vacant barracks.
Okay, here's your bathroom, shower.
The listing says the entire property has 50 beds and 15 bathrooms. Gukazian thinks the abandoned base could serve as a future warehouse or jail or even a hospital.
It needs to put little money there, but the fundament, the walls is so strong, so built, so you need pretty much you already have that. There is a tunnel connected between buildings.
But people in town say the property is way overpriced, especially since any investors will have to spend money on cleaning up and restoring the site.
I wouldn't pay $4.5 million for it, even if I had $4.5 million. I don't know that there's anything there of any value anymore.
Going through all those barracks, the asbestos, the 9x9 floor tile, there's just a lot of things out there that you'd have to get a free stamp from the EPA, and I don't think you'd get it.
Locals say if a buyer ever does put up the money to purchase the base, the more sound option would be tearing down all of the buildings and converting the site to ag land. But that would mean losing this relic from South Dakota's Cold War past. And while the owner says he's in no hurry to sell this piece of history, he's still open to any offers.
Listen, if you don't like my price, make the offer. I'm negotiable. I'm really open to everything, so I'll talk to you.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Perry Groten.
That is interesting. Well, the Air Force built the radar station on high ground known as Eagle Peak. The mayor says that people used it to ski at the site before it became a radar installation. The FFA now operates a radar tower on the other side of the property line. You can take a look at the real estate listing